I talk to this cousin every single day, you know, updating this person on my health, updating because it was my favorite cousin. This was my favorite cousin. Um, once I told him that and I'm like, you bogus, then she ended up calling back. I think they was doing like some weird ass three-way calls with me. Cause then she calls back to say that, well, I never said I didn't ask had he came and seen you. I said had he checked on you. Mm. Not had he checked on you. I said, how was you doing? I said, no, my brother said specifically, you said, had he came and seen, had he checked on me. Had he checked on me. She asked him, had you checked on your sister? Like she checked on me. Have you checked on your sister? And mind you, like I said, who told her knew that my brother didn't know. So now I'm thinking in my head, he must have told you that and you thought you was telling my brother something he didn't know. But, you know, she called back. She's like, well, yeah, you know, she changed the story up. I said this. Well, even if you said that, you clearly just said out your mouth that you didn't, all you asked was that, and that's all you wanted to know. So, you know, there is no reason for him to have been telling you what the hell I had going on because, you know, it's not a concern. It is just being nosy. And this, y'all not finna be nosy on my situation. Like, that's some weird ass shit that people think is okay to do and think that you supposed to be okay to do with your life and what the fuck you got going on. People can just be really fucking, absurd. And as y'all can see, you know, screenshot it, pause it. You know, this is what was said to me. Once we had got off the phone, I had said, she said that the phone had fell in a car. I'm like, Kiera, oh, Jesus. I'm like, you know, you, I'm like, you doing all of this and it ain't even that deep. Like I said, I was really trying to call you, but it's like now she done just went into this whole little mode. I'm talking about just went crazy. So here I am trying to, you know, talking and the phone fall. By the time I pick up the phone, it's like, I don't give a fuck. I ain't got to go through that shit. You got to go through that shit by yourself. I don't give a fuck about it, and hung up. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, wow, you know, we was kind of going back and forth with some, you know, with the subject, but we hadn't had no words, and whatever the hell she had said had went crazy by the time I had got on the phone. So I pick up the phone. I'm like, you know what? I text her. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, bitch, that was ignorant as hell. Pray for you and your kids, and blocked her. I don't know what she took from that, because, you know, this is where she get on here with my kid and all of that. We'll get into that in a second. I don't know what she took from that, but baby, you talking about you don't give a fuck about me, and you know, obviously, so I don't know why you're asking. I gotta do this alone. I'm not, just because that side of my family isn't here doesn't mean that the family I grew up with and always had and always been there isn't there. I don't depend on no family but my family. Yeah, y'all my family too, but I wasn't raised, you know, to depend on y'all or any of that. That's not my dependency. If these guys over here had said fuck me then, or ever had said fuck me, then that's a worry of mine. But I've never had anything, you know, tied to feeling like I depend on that family. So to be doing it alone, I'm absolutely not. And I don't know why you would, you know, insinuate that, or who's insinuating that. But once again, another outlook and a broke ass opinion. Um, but you know, so, and what I said when I said pray for your kids is this is hereditary. You know, we have two aunties that is living with cancer. I had six aunties, and a grandmother that had breast cancer. So let's say this. So we have six aunties, right? Bertha and Percy. Bertha and Percy is the parent to these six girls. Percy Frazier, Percy Frazier, my grandpa, he passed of prostate cancer. Bertha Frazier, I'm not sure if my grandmother passed from breast cancer, but she was diagnosed with breast cancer at 36, 37, around there, and eventually passed from a cancer. Out of these six sisters, three of them are alive. Um, all of the other three died from non um the word I'm looking for. Those three sisters um died from unnatural causes. So we have three living sisters who are alive. And um Well, Aunt Vanessa probably died from an unnatural cause. I can't really speak on that, but I know that it wasn't cancer. Um Three living sisters, two of them are living with breast cancer, one for 20 years and one for 2. Um so it's a hit and miss. Don't get it twisted. But you could very much can get this and be doing it alone, or your kid can get it and be doing it alone, because you won't be there to do it with them. Who are you to sit up there and tell me or talk to me, or like, the disrespect is out the door. The disrespect can be really out the door, with that side. And the fact that even the cousin that I talk to every day, I am hurt. I wouldn't even want to get on here and drop a tear for the ignorance. But I love that boy to death. I did anything for that boy, drop anything for that boy, or give anything to that boy. Like, really, open my home to that boy. Was still opening my home to him. Wanted to do chemo with him and have him here. And for him to let somebody send a message like that to my phone, knowing what I'm going through, talking to me every day, it hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad. And as far as what she had to say, if I cared about that, I wouldn't show y'all. If it's 0% do I give a fuck about anything that she's saying, because that's ignorance to me. I'm the only one in our family trying to do this business thing and trying to really push this shit, while I got 3 and 4 other things going on, and still trying to make sure that I get that food truck going. And that's something, you shouldn't even be speaking on. I've never talked business with you, can't talk business with you. So why be talking about business? As far as speaking of daughters and shit, I'm not sure when you and Jimmy thought it was okay to sit up there and toss the baby back and forth because y'all want to go fight in a corner and shit. But we're not going to talk about who don't want a baby, because you voiced that very much then, that you didn't want that beautiful little baby when you was tossing her back and forth to her car, or when she fell on her face and motherfuckers didn't give a fuck and kept on fighting. Nothing like that has ever happened to my child. Nothing drastic, bad. My baby has never been touched. Bitches be sitting up in your biz, they kids done got touched on and do all of this, that don't give a fuck about them, and they want to sit up and worry about yours. No, I'm telling you this right now. My baby has never had not one crazy drastic situation, because I keep her tucked up under me. And yeah, you might see her with my godparents, but I bet you she been goddamn it good when she be at my godparents. Yeah, you might see her at her parents' house, and you might see her at her dad's, but I bet my baby ain't never had no traumatic experiences, nothing. I make sure that when she do go with somebody, she's safe, she good, and ain't nothing happened to her. Shit be happening to y'all right up in y'all houses, up under y'all noses. And no, it ain't happening like that with mine. And I stay here